I'd like to share with you on this week's Parshas, Vילך, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Levi Yitzchok Zatzal. This week's Parshas, we have the mitzvah from Hakel. Hakel is to gather the nation. The Pasuk emphasizes Miketz Sheva Shonim, at the end of the 7 years of Shemitah, B'moyed Shnas HaShemitah, in the Yom Tov right after Shnas HaShemitah, the 7th year, Sukkos, the king, the Melech, would gather all the Yidden, Motzu Yom Tov, first night after Yom Tov, first night of Chol HaMoed, and gather all the Yidden to strengthen their connection to the Torah and Shmiras HaMitzvahs, as the Rambam explains. The Mishnah in Mesichtes Soita, Daf Mem Aleph Amud Aleph, the Gemara analyzes over there. There were many parshiyos, portions of the Torah that the Kohen, the Melech would read, the king. So they would build a bima, a platform, large platform, and the king would read their many parshiyos. Then he would read about the Parsha of Shema, V'hoyim Shemoya. In Parshas Kisovei, we have over there the blessings and the curses, but these were all parshas which speaks about mitzvahs in general. There was one parsha asked Rabbi Levi Yitzchok that has to be explained, and that was the mitzvah from Meiser. It says in Parshas Kisovei, also Parshas Re'eh, that in the 6 years of leading up to the Shemitah year, there was the mitzvah from tithing, giving 10%. So in a nutshell, a person would give 2% to the Kohen called Truma of all his crops and produce. Then he would give 10% to the Levi. Year number 1 and 2, he would give another 10% to Yerushalayim, called Ma'aseh Sheni. And the year 3, he would give the second tithing to the poor, Ma'aser Oni. So the Pasuk says, at the end of the 3rd year, if you didn't give the year 1, 2, 3, you should make sure you give all the maasros, all your tithing and the truma, and then there is also a blessing that we give for the land of Israel. Over there, the Pasuk says, Kis Chaleh, when you're finished to give your tithing, B'shnas HaShlishis, in the 3rd year, Miktsei Shalosh Shonim, at the end of the 3rd year, when the produce is done, you should make sure that you should give all your maasros. So the Torah emphasizes, by the law of Maaser, even though each year I'm supposed to give tithing, the Torah emphasizes, look, especially focus very much on the 3rd year, make sure you finish all your tithing. At the end of the 3rd year, afterwards, won't go into all the details, you have the mitzvah to make sure you gave all your tithing, and also vidui. You have to thank Hashem for all the good blessings that Hashem blessed Israel with. Ask Rabbi Yitzchok. All the other parshas I can understand. It's about the strengthening of a Jew to his commitment to Torah and mitzvahs. But what does that have to do with giving tithing the 3rd year and everything, making sure what's going on in that year? What's the connection of the 3rd year, number 3, with the mitzvah of Hakel, which the Torah emphasizes was in the year of Shemitah, the 7th year, a connection between the 3rd and the 7th we see in the Torah. Also, what's the meaning of a bima, that the Melech went on a big platform? Everything has a reason. Explains Rabbi Levi Yitzchok. In great detail, we're just going to mention the main point. There is a connection between number 3 and the number 7. Sukkot is a time we all know is Ushpizin. We have the guests that come to our sukkah. If you look in the order of who are the guests that come to Ushpizin, the 3rd one is Yaakov. First one, Avram, Yitzchok, and Yaakov. Yaakov is number 3. The 7th is Dovid HaMelech. Yaakov and Dovid HaMelech, the 3rd and the 7th, have a very deep connection. And in short, Dovid HaMelech is called B'chinas Malchus. Malchus means he brought down the Shechina, he built the Beis HaMikdash into this physical world. When you say Malchus, it means Ein Melech B'layam, there's no king without a nation. So when you bring the kingdom which means that when we do our mitzvahs, our relationship to Hashem in the in that level where godliness is concealed, that's the level of Malchus, bringing down godliness into this physical world. Now here, explains Rabbi Yitzchok, a Jew could do a mitzvah, and that's what Hakel is all about, to strengthen our mitzvahs. But he could do it externally, or just to get rid of it. He feels responsible, it's a load on his back. And here comes the message. Hashem says, look at number 3, third year. The number 3 symbolizes Yaakov. We all know Avram was chesed, kindness. This is when you love someone, you want to connect to him. And that's when you love Hashem, you want to do mitzvahs, like the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, Perik Dalet. Ava is the shirish of mitzvahs aseh. Yitzchok is yira, fear, awe of Hashem. You don't want to do something Hashem doesn't want. And that helps you not to transgress and violate the 365 prohibitive commandments. So when a person has to have this blend, a love for Hashem and the same token of yira, and that's Yaakov, who was Midas HaTeferes, the third. He was the beauty. He had the blend, how it works together. A Jew should have Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem. But the point is, when you do a mitzvah, which is the number 7, you bring that godliness into the world, and that's what Hakel was all about, strengthening our commitments. Hashem gives the message. When you do a mitzvah, make sure you also connect to that number 3, which is Midas HaTeferes, which means, in practical terms, Hashem wants when you do a mitzvah, you shouldn't do it coldly, you shouldn't do it externally, it should permeate your whole existence. You should do it with zest, with feeling, with hachayis, with a geschmack. Your whole person, your mind, your heart, your feelings. You only can get your feelings if you're into it also intellectually. So Teferes is that midah, that attribute which encompasses the entire person. So Hashem wants we should do a mitzvah, we should connect, not only externally, but also with our whole heart and soul. We should do a mitzvah with feeling and zest and geschmack. It should permeate us completely. And that's the combination over here of 3 and 7. And that's why that specifically Parshas was read by the Melech to teach you how you should do mitzvah. So it had a very deep and important message and a connection to the general concept of strengthening ourselves. Just like we heard the first time in Matan Torah, Hakel, gathering all the Yidden, Anoshim, Noshim, V'taf. For this purpose, we should do a mitzvah with Lebedekait, with Chayos, Midas HaTeferes. And now says an interesting remedy of Levi Yitzchok. If you take the word bima, the platform which the Melech was standing on, he read all these parshas. The letters are Beis Yud, Mem Hey. Beis Yud means be, in me. What should be in you? Ma, Mem Hey. In Kabbalistic language, Mem Hey, it says adds up to Adam. Aleph, Dalet, Mem adds up to 45, just like Mem Hey. Which means Kabbalistically and also Apichsidus, that the whole person, the Adam, should be part of it. Shouldn't only be you do mitzvah, you put on tefillin like Shabbos candles. Okay, my lips say it, my hands do it. But your Adam, the whole person should be involved with it. That's Bima. In me is Ma. Going on Kabbalistically, the names of Hashem in a certain order, which adds up to 45, Shema, but it adds up to Adam, Aleph, Dalet, Mem, 45, to teach you that the entire person should be imbued, permeated with the feeling and understanding of doing the mitzvahs. Midas HaTeferes, connected to Midas Malchus, Yaakov and Dovid, the 3rd year and the 7th year, the beautiful message of Hakel.